think about it, He made Torah accessible to all.
Ashreinu matoiv chelkeinu. I'm moving.
Why are we not the best that we can be? Because there's something that I can't do.
But they're there to join in a communal celebration of the idea of learning Torah. And that says so much about us as a people.
Welcome to the fourth annual Jewish learning celebration called Siyum HaTorah. I'm Matan Gutwaks, a Columbus Kollel enthusiast. This Jewish learning initiative brings together boys and girls, men and women of all backgrounds and all affiliations, and unites them in the context of Jewish learning, specifically in Torah study. It's of great importance that earlier this year, the Jewish people came together to celebrate one of the largest gathering of Jewish people in modern history, the Siyum HaShas. In Columbus, we also have a gathering of Torah learning. It is remarkable that while we cannot celebrate together in person like past years, we nevertheless make time to celebrate Torah wherever we are. It is also very appropriate to be making such a beautiful celebration a few days before Shavuot, the holiday of the Jewish people commemorating receiving the Torah. The Torah is not just something we study or something that we teach, it's part of who we are and the very core of Jewish people. I would like to thank the Columbus Community Kollel for hosting this annual event. On a personal level, it has been very meaningful to partake in this annual initiative for the fourth year in a row. While the Kollel has been here for 25 years, it never ceases to amaze me all the energy that it provides for everybody, no matter what walk of life, on every level for all our community members. Thank you to Catering by Chani for providing these special, delicious meals for you to enjoy while watching this program. A very special thank you to Rabbi Gedalia Zlotowitz, president of the Art Scroll publication, for providing the Mishnayos for all the participants in memory of his father, Meir Yaakov ben Aaron. Lastly, thank you to CJ Kramer of Kol Ram Multimedia for the production of this live stream. This year's Jewish Learning Celebration is dedicated in memory of Mr. Michael Weisz, Zatzal. Michael, or Mike as he liked to be called, was one of the Kollel's founding board members and its first president. He was also president of Columbus Torah Academy and Beth Jacob Congregation. May this Siyum be an Aliyas Neshama for Rav Meir Yitzchak ben Yosef Eliyahu HaKohen. In that regard, I would love to introduce his son, Rav Tuli Weisz, to share a few short words and also recite the last passage of the Shisha Sidrei Mishnah.
On behalf of my family, we wanted to convey our deepest gratitude to the Columbus Community Kollel for dedicating tonight's Siyum in memory of our father. My father loved the Kollel very, very much, and he especially appreciated his relationship with all of the Chevrei HaKollel, and especially Rabbi Morris. And he was so proud of his role in helping to bring the Kollel to Columbus, and in choosing Rabbi Morris as the Rosh Kollel, which turned out to be the best decision. My father loved learning at the Kollel and hearing the shiurim from all of the Chevrei HaKollel. I remember going every Shabbos to shul for mincha, to hear the Chevrei HaKollel give the halacha shiur before mincha, and spending many hours at the Kollel learning with my father or sitting in on his chavrusas with Rabbi Morris. And then over the last few years, when unfortunately my father was unable to get out as often as he would have liked, wasn't always feeling well, but the Chevrei HaKollel would come to the house and learn with my dad, and he loved that. And it meant so much to him that he was always able to stay connected to Torah study. He loved the fact that the Kollel really elevated the Talmud Torah in our community, And so tonight's Siyum, he would be very, very appreciative, especially with Rabbi Binyomin Eisenberger's participation in the Siyum. That would be a big, he would be very honored by that, and it's a big zchus for all of us to be able to have Rabbi Eisenberger participate in the Siyum. I remember that when my father was in the ICU and he was very, very weak, he asked his doctor that if he could just leave the hospital for a few hours because there was a really important Kollel meeting that he needed to attend. And the doctor looked at him and he apologized that he was unable to leave the ICU no matter how important the meeting was. But my father was very committed, very concerned about the future of the Kollel until his last days. And so tonight's Siyum means so much to our family. And again, thank you to everybody who is learning and who participated in this great simcha. I'd like to now conclude with the last Mishnah in Uktzin. The Mishnah says as follows: Amar Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi. Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi says, Asira Kadosh Baruch Hu la'anchil l'chol tzadik v'tzadik shalosh meot v'asar elamot. Hashem will give every tzaddik, every righteous person, 310 worlds, as it says, Shneimar la'anchilo avei yesh v'yotzorseim amalei, that I will give to those who love me, and they will inherit, and I will fill their treasuries, their storehouses and their treasuries. Amar Rabbi Shimon ben Chalafta, Lo matza Kadosh Baruch Hu kli machzik bracha l'Yisrael ela hashalom. Rabbi Shimon ben Chalafta says Hashem couldn't find a better kli, a better vessel for the Jewish people than shalom, than peace. As it says in Tehillim, Hashem oz le'mo yitain, Hashem yivarech es amo b'shalom. Hashem gives his people strength. Hashem blesses the Jewish people with shalom.
Hi, this is U.S. Senator Rob Portman. I hope you're staying safe and healthy with this ongoing coronavirus pandemic. And I'm so glad to be joining all of you this evening in celebrating the Columbus Community Kollel's 4th annual Siyum HaTorah. Many thanks to the Kollel staff and its Board of Trustees who joined together to create this program. And to all of this year's participants, congratulations on finishing your studies of this ancient and beautiful set of texts. I'm told that this year's Siyum is held in honor of Michael Weisz. I know he'd be very proud of what you've achieved in completing your studies. I also want to give a shout out to my friends the Schottensteins for their support of this wonderful ceremony and for all they do for our community. In times like this, we all need a reason to celebrate, and I'm pleased that we can all be together to virtually enjoy this great achievement. Thanks again for allowing me to be part of it. And Mazel Tov.
David HaMelech, King David, relates to us in Tehillim Kuf Yud Tet, Psalms 119, a beautiful description of our relationship with Torah. He says, beginning with the famous words, Lulei Toratcha, Sha'ashui, Az avaditi be'ani. Had your Torah not been my preoccupation, then I would have perished in my affliction. I will never forget your precepts, for through them you have preserved me. We would like to now share with you a beautiful music video presentation entitled Lulei Sorascha, composed by A.D. Rotenberg of Journeys.
He sits late at night in the soft candlelight as it casts its warm glow on the pages, and the words that he sees are the secret, the key that has kept us alive through the ages. Why does he cherish the wisdom of old and delight in its study each day? He knows only Torah can nourish his soul. Come listen and hear what he says.
Vosok beis Hillel, vos meint beis Shammai, Ravacha vos halst du nit vi Abaye. Torah without you, I surely would die. Lulei Sorascha, Sha'ashui, was klet ravin, was trach ravash, shaken in treffen in heilige Rashi. Torah, you've given my spirit to me. Kivam, kivam, chisoni.
The Torah is our joy, and this is why we're all here today.
Torah is the lifeblood of the Jewish people.
And sit here and be here for the sake of Torah. That itself is one of the most amazing things in life.
As a nation in flight, we endured the world's spite and the sight of our precious books burning. We ignored our grief to the world's disbelief and never, no, never stopped learning. Why does he cherish the wisdom of old and delight in his study each day? He knows only Torah can nourish his soul. Come listen and hear what he says.
Maskif Rav Chisda, Eisevei Repapa, Zevu de Rambam, Firtois Psak Halacha. Torah, without you, I surely would die. Ulei Sairascha, Shashua, Yarishoin Zakasha, Achroin Zaskore, Chachmas Aboile, was liegt in Gemara. Torah, you've given my spirit to me. Kivam, kivam, chisoni.
7 states just today reporting their first cases of the coronavirus.
New York City schools are shut for 5 weeks.
Cities from New York to Los Angeles are shutting down schools, restaurants, and large gatherings to stop the spread.
For the isolation, home isolation of all of those 65 years and older and those with chronic conditions.
While the world was in confusion and everything started to close, the Kollel students never stopped learning. Be it chavrusas, classes, public school groups, young professional learning, all of us demonstrated that life without Torah is no life at all. No one could stop us from our Torah learning.
Now we remain with our faith yet sustained by our passion and love for this treasure. It's our link with Sinai and our Father on high. So we'll keep on learning forever, 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 forever.
We are very privileged to have Rabbi Binyomin Eisenberger, Rav of Heichal HaTfilah in Brooklyn, New York, to deliver our keynote address for this year's Siyum. Rabbi Eisenberger.
It's about 8 weeks of getting or trying to get used to live streaming shiurim and lectures, Zooming, phone conferences. I still am not used to it. It's difficult for me to address such a beautiful crowd and community and not be able to see, touch, feel, connect. I could only imagine who my audience is and who I'm talking to, but it's completely different and so much more beautiful if I'd be able to see you, to connect, to watch your expressions. All I could say for now is we're trying our best and we're davening, we're praying that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us the privilege and the allowance once again to learn and teach Torah and to connect to Klal Yisrael, to Yidden, all over in person once again. It's a special zechus, a special honor to address the Siyum HaTorah of the Columbus, Ohio community, and the special Kollel that's one of the beautiful fruits of labor of our dear Mayor or Mike Weisz and Tibode L'chaim Toivim, Mrs. Chanita Weisz, who's Baruch Hashem with us today and continues and should continue to shep nachas of this beautiful endeavor, this beautiful venture of Kavod Shamayim, of bringing honor to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It is a special zechus to have been brought to the Columbus community by our dearest friends, the Schattenstein family, first and foremost, Mr. and Mrs. Giangini, the children, each child in their own beautiful and special way, gave me the zechus, the honor to connect not only to them and to their family, but also to the entire Columbus family. And that is actually, or that was actually my introduction to Mike Weisz, Zichrono Livrocho, and to his special family. And the kesher, the connection, is very cherished and very special and dear to us all. It's a zchus to address your kollel and your community, and every member of the community, some that over the years have gotten to know closely, some from a distance. Something very unique and special, especially for us in New York, to have a kesher to the people in Columbus, to the Yiddishkeit in Columbus. Today marks a Siyum HaTorah. Generally, a Siyum is when you finish a Masechta, you finish Shas. We had the Zechus not too long ago, without social distancing, without masks and gloves, to see the outpour of Klal Yisrael at the huge Siyum HaShas. We danced. We didn't really know what's in store for us. It was beautiful, it was special, and every Siyum on some level is a little branch or a leaf, a twig of that huge Siyum HaShas. Columbus was well represented at that Siyum HaShas. And tonight marks a branch, a little leaf, a twig of that huge Siyum with the Siyum HaTorah. Different than typical Siyums. This Siyum is not so much about finishing Shas, finishing a Masechta, but rather having people learn Torah, having people commit to learning Torah. Of course, there is a Siyum happening, but more than it being a Siyum, it's a platform. Tonight serves as a launching pad, a platform to have more and more people start learning Torah, realize the beauty of just sitting and learning Torah with a chavrusa, with a partner, or at a shiur, at a lecture, at a class, at a session, and slowly but surely move through a Masechta of Mishnayos, a Masechta of Gemara, even a Parsha of Chumash. That's what tonight's Siyum HaTorah is about. And that's the beautiful transformation that we see happening in Columbus specifically, but in all communities that embrace Torah learning, that encourage Torah learning, that enable Torah learning. There is a major transformation that happens to the members of communities that embrace, encourage, and learn Torah. There is an age-old argument in terms of outreach. Rabbi Kappenstein, the one who does the outreach for this specific kollel, I'm sure knows this age-old argument. Whether you bring people close to Yiddishkeit by teaching them Yiddishkeit, teaching them how to do mitzvahs, teaching them the philosophy of Judaism, of Yiddishkeit, or you bring people close to Yiddishkeit by saying to them, come, let's learn a Blat Gemara, let's learn a Perek of Mishnayos, let's do one Mishnah a day. And then the light, the very powerful light of Torah, draws and brings people close to Hashem, close to Yiddishkeit. It's a sampling. It's like when you walk the streets or the avenues of the city. Pre-COVID-19, some shops would have stands outside and offer you a cup of tea, a cupcake, a Danish, for free. Just taste it. And then you'll figure out how to go inside and purchase and buy it. Torah HaKtoisha, the Holy Torah, gives us that feeling, that light. It ignites the spark of our soul. And then we find and we figure out the way to come close to Torah and mitzvahs. It's the draw of Torah HaKtoisha that tonight's Siyum is about. My great-great-grandfather, the Chetzadik Levrocha, the Rav of Debrecen, pre-war in Europe, he once said a mashal. He said this fellow hired an architect to write up a beautiful blueprint to build this beautiful estate. Blueprint in hand, he then hired a contractor, brought along laborers, workers, builders to build this beautiful estate. The owner, a few years later, comes, takes a tour of the new estate. They were up to the finishing touches, and he says, wait a second. This room wasn't meant to be here. This was supposed to be a hallway. This hallway was not meant to be here. It was supposed to be a bathroom. This bathroom wasn't meant to be here altogether. This was supposed to be a living room, a attic, a den. And the contractor looks at him, perplexed for a second, but then responds. He says, listen, it's not a problem. Let's redo the blueprint. Let's tear up the blueprint and we'll rewrite it. Says the owner, you don't tear a blueprint. You build according to a blueprint. The blueprint is my desire, is my wish, was my plan. You build accordingly. You didn't. You need to rebuild at your expense. You need to figure out a way to get this to resemble, to detail, to accurate detail, my blueprints. Said my great-great-grandfather, Zecher Tzadik Levrocha. As times change, as the world moves forward, and today we can add speeds forward, and at a very quick pace. Some feel we need to have the Torah adapt. We need to have the Torah come along with the times. Said my great-great-grandfather, the Torah is the blueprint. The world's the estate. We are the builders. Hashem is the contractor who hired us. We need to make sure our lives, our behavior aligns with the blueprint, with the Torah. We don't go ahead and say the Torah needs to change according to the times. We don't say, let's erase a couple of lines in the Torah on that blueprint and have it adapt, move along, come along with the times. We make sure that our lives go along with the Torah HaKadosh that we got at Har Sinai. With this thought in mind, I want to share with you tonight a very powerful word that the Heilige Ahavas Yisrael shares with us. Tzaddikim had a custom, a minik. People would come to them with all sorts of problems, tragedies, issues, crises. They wanted the tzaddik to give them a blessing and to give them a Yeshua, to bring them the success they so needed, the health they so wanted. Tzaddikim would say, give me an hour or so and come back. What did they do in that hour or so? The tzaddik opened a Gemara. He learned Torah. He opened a Mishnayos. He learned a few Mishnahs. He opened a Chumash and he learned the Parsha. And then he created a Chidush. He created a new thought. He came up with a beautiful suggestion, a concept, an insight, a new dimension, a comparison. He came up with something new in Torah. And then he would come out and say to the people, don't worry. Your struggles are taken care of. Your issues are resolved. Success is on its way. What was that special power? What's the magic? The explanation is deep but beautiful. The magic is the Torah is the blueprint, and everything that's happening in the world, every detail of what's going on, finds its place in the Torah. If you need something new to happen, if you need a new success, if you need a new cure, if you need new blessing, more blessing, we need to add to the blueprint. We need to do an extension in that blueprint. We need to add to the Torah. We need to learn more. We need to understand more. We need to broaden and expand our knowledge, our understanding. We need to be mechadesh, a chidush, come up with something beautiful. Now, there's a new line on the blueprint. Now there's a new rectangle on the blueprint. And now there could be something new in Hashem's world that will come through for you, that will bring you the desired blessings and successes. That's what the tzaddik did. He sat down and learned Torah. By sitting and learning Torah, by understanding Torah, by trying to understand even a deeper meaning in the Torah. Say, wait a second. I don't just want to read this. I want to understand this. I want to see how this compares to what I learned yesterday. I want to add my own understanding. my own chidush. That's what tzaddikim taught us, and that's what they practiced. And by doing that, what we're actually doing is creating the potential of a better world. We're creating a platform that will allow a new creation, a new innovation, something beautiful to happen, some new blessing to come through for us and all of Klal Yisrael. In terms of today, we are very challenged. It's hard to comprehend. It's something that we could have never imagined. The entire globe, misof ha'olam ad soifoi, from one end of the world to the other end of the world, everyone included. Everyone's focused. Everyone is zeroing in. Everyone's working towards one goal. How can we cure this virus? Where can we find a vaccine for this virus? Which is the medication that will be the magic pill that you pop, you swallow, when you feel the first symptoms of this virus? Or you take it for preventive measures? It's weeks, at this point it's months, and nothing surfaced. We as Yidden have our Tehillim, we have our Siddur, we have our Tzaddikim to turn to. They all direct us to Hashem. We plead with Hashem that we merit seeing ourselves, our families, our communities, and the world at large in health, in complete health. But we need a chidush. We need an invention. We need an innovation. We need some pharmaceutical company, some laboratory, some scientist, someone, somewhere, somehow, to come up with a chidush. Not pull something old off the shelf and have controversies erupt whether or not this is a cure. We need a chidush. We can bring this chidush to the world. We can bring this chidush to the world. We can save the world. Tonight is Siyum HaTorah. If we all take tonight and we take the inspiration of tonight, we take the message of tonight, and we commit to learn more Torah, to add more Torah to our schedule. Some of us have all of a sudden realized we have more time than we ever thought we had. Some of us realized we have more quality time than we ever thought we had. Some of us have too much time. Tonight serves as an inspiration to propel us, to motivate us, to do more learning of Torah, to be mechadesh, more Torah, to create new Torah thoughts, new Torah concepts. By doing that, we're not tearing the blueprint, we're adding to the blueprint. We're building an extension to the blueprint. We're saying to Hashem, we need more blessing in the world. We will add to the blueprint, and then you will add to the world. Istakel be'oiraisa, says the Zohar HaKodesh, the Holy Zohar. Istakel be'oiraisa. Hashem looked at the Torah, ubora alma, and He created the world. The world is a mirror image, is a complete, direct reflection of the Torah. Only very special Yidden can tell you exactly what is where in the Torah. Where every country, where every city, where every Jew, where every person finds themselves, himself, herself, itself in the Torah. But it's there. We need a little pill. We need a small vaccine. We don't have it. We also can use lots of blessing. We can use lots of gesund, nachas, parnoso. We can use Mashiach Tzidkeinu. We can. We yearn, we anticipate his coming, but we would like for him to come now. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us the power. It's in the Torah. HaKadosh Baruch Hu blessed the community of Columbus with the special families, special individuals that are allowing, that are making this happen. The Rosh Kollel, Rabbi Heinrich Morris, Rabbi Kappenstein, family Weisz, and behind all of it, family Schattenstein. And I'm sure many of the special people I've gotten to know, many of the rabbis, the Kollel families, the supporters of the Kollel and their families, are allowing this to happen, are giving you the opportunity to strengthen, to broaden, to deepen your commitment and your learning of Torah. We are leading, the days we're in are the days leading up to Chag HaShavuos. Chag HaShavuos is a Yom Tov where Klal Yisrael came to Har Sinai and said, Naaseh v'nishma. We love it. We want it. And then HaKadosh Baruch Hu put us under the mountain and said, you take the Torah, fine. If not, this will be your tombstone. Shom tehei kivuraschem. You will stay beneath the mountain. The Meforshim ask, if someone electively volunteers to do something, is excited to do something, there's no need for coercion, for forcing. Klal Yisrael just said, we're ready. We will do and we will hear. Why do they find themselves under the mountain? Why is Hashem forcing us? We accepted it. We electively, we volunteered to do this. Why are you pushing us? The Holy Maharal explains. Hashem wanted to teach us a lesson about the nature of Torah. Hashem wanted to teach us, you just took it upon yourself. I want you to know what it is that you took upon yourself. I want you to understand, what does it mean to be committed to Torah? Hashem said to us, Torah is life. Torah is life. Torah is oxygen. Torah is not a luxurious, magnificent, beautiful experience. Just like we learn in the Gemara, fish can't survive outside of their waters. So too a Jew cannot survive without Torah. Just like we feed our bodies, we need to feed our soul, in order for us to be alive, to feel alive, and to lead lives with the potential and the powers that Kodesh Baruch Hu has given to us. Hashem said, I know you committed, but I want you to understand, if you take the Torah, you will feel alive. If you don't take the Torah that you just committed to take, but realize if you don't have it, Shom tei kvuraschem. It will not be just a void of a luxury, of a privilege. It's your essence, it's your life. We're down to essentials for 8 weeks now. We are down to the essence. Slowly but surely, stores, centers are reopening. But the concept and the concepts are being measured by what's essential. As Jews, as Yidden, Shomrei Torah u'mitzvos, we need to be reminded, we need to remind ourselves, Torah and mitzvahs, and the only way to keep Torah and mitzvahs is to learn Torah and understand the Torah. It's essential. It's not something that we view as a privilege, as a comfort, as something extravagant, lavish. It's something the Yidden did in the most difficult times, in the most compromised moments. Of course, it is a privilege to learn. Of course, it's pleasurable to learn. But it's a lot deeper than that. It's also essential. Essentially needed by every Yid is the food for our neshama, for our soul. Every word we utter in Torah, every thought we listen to, every hour, half hour, 10 minutes, 5 minutes spent learning is more life. Ki hu chayecho v'oirech yomecho. Ki heim chayenu v'oirech yomeinu. When we talk about the love that Hashem feels to Am Yisrael, Ahavo Rabo Aftonu, you love us, Hashem. Ahavas Oilom Beis Yisrael Amcho Ohovto, you love us, Hashem. Haboicher Ba'amo Yisrael Ba'ava, you chose us as a chosen nation with love. What do we say? What's the proof that Hashem loves us? Where is the expression of love expressed by Hashem? Torah u'mitzvos, chukim u'mishpotim oisonu limadeto. You taught us the Torah. We need to realize, if a parent says to a child, I love you dearly, I need you to understand how deep my love is to you. This is what I want to give you. The parent pulls something out of its pocket and says, here. That something expresses the love of the parent to the child. Hashem gave us the Torah, and with this expresses the utmost love that He feels to Am Yisrael. When we learn Torah, we awaken, we arouse the love of Hashem to Am Yisrael. It allows us to feel how much HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves us. Tonight is a night of love, of spreading the love that Hashem feels to each and every Yid, to each and every Jew. Tonight is a night with the Koyach HaTorah, the power of Torah, is fanned, is ignited in the beautiful community of Columbus, Ohio, and all communities and friends who joined us in tonight's Siyum HaTorah. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu bench us, each and every one of us, that we be zoicha, first and foremost right now, to refuah shalema. We should all be healthy. All those that are still struggling should be zoicha to a refuah shalema. We should all see nachas from our children, true Yiddish nachas. We should all feel Yiddish pride. We should be proud that we're Yidden and strengthen our emunah that Hashem has not forgotten us. Hashem has each and every one of us in mind all day, every day, and is micromanaging every micro detail of this world, even the chaotic aspects of today's world, the confusion, the lack of prediction of clarity. Hashem is there. Hashem has it all down pat, clear. He just hasn't let us in on the secret yet. Hashem should bench everyone. We should be zoichet to arichas yomim v'shonim toivim. The special memory of Reb Meir of Mike, Zeichet Tzadik Levrocha, will remain with me and with us forever. His humility, his anovo, his pure love of anything Yiddish, not only Torah, anything Yiddish or anyone who represents Yiddishkeit, was tangible, was something we all felt. In his sweet demeanor and yet firm approach, he got things to happen. He got Torah to be spread, mitzvahs to be spread. What a beautiful neshama, what a beautiful person. He will remain with us alive forever. HaKadosh Baruch Hu should bench your community, and our communities, that we merit relocating to Yerushalayim Ir HaKodesh and have many, many Siyum HaTorahs together. All of us, upon hearing the shofar of Mashiach, will not grab our vaults. We will not grab our pocketbooks and wallets. We will say, wait a second, where's my Gemara? Where's my Mishnah? Where's that Chumash? Where's my Siddur? Where's my Tehillim? Let's grab it tonight and strengthen our study of Torah. I wish I can see everyone. I wish I can see your expression. I can't. I hope, Bekor of Mamish, to greet everyone personally without social and definitely with no spiritual distancing. B'mheira v'yomeinu, amen v'amen.
And finally, we're happy to announce the launch of a special new program, Partners Columbus.
The text that's taught in a chavruta style, or really just any kind of drasha you hear, it's supposed to leave an impact on you way beyond when you heard it.
It kind of just gives me a different perspective on like my education that I've had in the past.
Oh, anybody can learn. And it will make everybody's life better.
I think it's pretty impressive that people who are not rabbis are very, curious and interested in it.
I think we strengthen ourselves as a community because we learn about what we have in common and how we can build on those commonalities to move our community forward.
Partners in Torah has been a tremendous community building vehicle for our Jewish community. It's been a unifier, been part of sort of the fabric that I believe makes Jewish Detroit a single Jewish community. And as I look at Columbus, and I know the leadership there, my friend Joel at the Federation, it has a similar DNA. It's a community that feels like a community. So this seems like it would be a really great opportunity for Columbus, the Jewish community, to even come closer together.
And I see this as an amazing opportunity to delve into something, and it could be a little bit scary and it could be a little bit intimidating, but people are out there and they want to learn with you, they want to create friendships, they want to create bonds, and especially through learning. And if you think about it, there's so much you can bring to the plate as well that you don't even realize. So at the same time, they're learning from you. And I think that's such an amazing thought.
People should at least give it a try. And it might not be up everyone's alley, but I'd imagine that you'll connect with it in some way. And I've found that it's, I would recommend that people take a chance and just learn about what's available here and the people who are available here.
That is the secret of what the learning can do for you, that it's not just for rabbis, it can be for anybody. And the fact that people came together to celebrate the hard work of learning and to celebrate together is absolutely another wonderful tradition that Judaism has. Let's celebrate the achievements of each other, let's celebrate the achievements of ourselves, and let's celebrate the achievements of our community.
As we mentioned earlier, Tehillim Kuf Yud Tet, Psalms 119, David HaMelech also says there, Sosa nochi al imratecha kemotzei shlal rav. I rejoice over your saying, your words, like one who discovers a great treasure. What is the significance of David HaMelech referring to Torah as a great treasure? What does the word great come to add? I once heard a beautiful piece by Rabbi Akiva Eiger, which explains this idea, and he uses a parable. He discusses a man who's traveling, walking along a road, and comes across a massive treasure. He doesn't know what to do because he doesn't have anything to take the treasure with. So he stuffs as much treasure as he can in his pockets. He takes off his shirt and fills it to the brim and carries it away. And he leaves with as much as he can carry. Now he should be rejoiced and feel great that he has now come across all this new wealth. But he also feels a little disappointed because he knows that there's all that treasure out there that he can't take it with him. The same, I think, is a great example for our feeling towards Torah and also a great feeling towards a Siyum. We're so excited that we finished learning all this Torah. We're so excited that we've reached this point, this level of completion. But alas, there's so much to learn. We've barely covered the surface. And I think this is a great idea to leave you with. This is one great Siyum, and we look forward to many more. There's many things to learn out there and many things to accomplish, and we should be able to learn and be well in good health.